JR and I were talking about this before we went on as well, is Kobe clutch? So in a few situations, in 97, and this was courtesy of Steve Howe. In 97, he famously airballed 2 shots that could have beat the Jazz. The Jazz won the series. 99, whiffs on a 3-pointer at the buzzer, would have tied Game 2 against the Spurs. Game 4 against the Kings, 2002, missed a 2-pointer that would have tied the game before the ball was tipped back to who we believe have 9 rings, Robert Horry, for the winning 3. Game 7 of the series, Bryant missed a tip that would have won the game in regulation. Game 3 against the Timberwolves, he missed 2 key shots in the last seconds of overtime. I mean, and one more astounding stat. This was from Henry Abbott of ESPN. Trailing by 1 or 2 points, or tied, final 24 seconds of regular season and playoff games since 1996-1997, with a minimum of 30 shots, courtesy of ESPN Stats and Information. The leader, Carmelo Anthony, 21 of 44. Kobe Bryant, I stupidly didn't even count. I don't have time to. But right now, Kobe Bryant, I'll show you the list right here. Near the bottom, 36 of 115, 31.3%. He's hitting 31.3% of his shots in the clutch. Has to say something, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, that's the thing. This is to show how much Kobe is actually not clutch, which I believe. But as we said, maybe no one is clutch. Because this thing, 13 of 115 shots he took. I mean, if you got 31% of 115 shots because you take that many, you're not that bad. But, you know, Carmelo, of course, when it's 21 of 44, that's awesome. But I wonder what his numbers would be if he took 115 shots, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I totally understand that, and I totally feel you on that. But the fact is, he's missing nearly 70% of his shots in the clutch. And also, I know that Mark is going to get so pissed at me for keep on rambling. We'll finish this up in like 1 minute, so just give me a second, or 60. The fact is, have we become a society where, and I know we were talking about this before we went on, have the media just sort of built up this thing called clutch, where they just created it in a late game situation, and the guy hits a shot, oh my God, he is so clutch. And then it just kind of carried over, and we bought into it little by little.
Yeah, it's what's born of it, which makes ESPN Classic a channel, you know, because they can show all the clutch moments, all the historic moments. Oh, did you see Willis Reed come back out? Oh, did you see?
By the way, he had 4 points in that game.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. They never say that part. What you always say is, oh, he was
Will
injured.
Chamberlain had like 30 and 17.
Yeah, he came back and they won the game. Why did they win the game? Because he limped back out? I mean, in reality, the second Willis Reed episode was Paul Pierce when he against the Lakers in that final series.
Oh.
He left, let me finish the sentence. He left, came back, and actually hit some clutch shots. And that wasn't the last second of the game, but he hit shots that made them in the game. Now, the downside is he wasn't actually hurt.
Right. I was going to say, what was the wheelchair really? Exactly. Was it really needed?
That's the downside. He wasn't actually hurt. But at least that is what we thought Willis Reed did when he was hurt, actually hurt, and came back. He was hurt. He couldn't score more than 4 points. He was hurt.
Yeah. So you're also buying into it as well as I am, as we have hashed this out basically, that the media just built up this thing, and people just took it, ran with it. It's a fake thing. And also, I mean, you pointed out also, how many times was he double teamed? How many times were they pressing him on defense? Was he playing one-on-one? Those are also good variables. All right, we have to get out of here. We'll be back with more later today.